Ah, hello there. Glad you can make it to our little soiree. Here we are in 2021, a year full of new beginnings and new horizons. And even though the giant floating space rock we call Earth is still gripped in the teeth of a horrible pandemic with consequences so far-reaching they certainly haven't hit us yet, we're still here, and we'll still keep on being here. I say that deserves a toast in and of itself, eh? While we look ahead, it's also important to take a glance back in reflective retrospect. And, well, almost 200 subscribers and 28 videos is certainly no accomplishment to sneer at for a collective starting out in their first year. With many trails blazed and many lessons learned along the way, while we brush the disease-tinted dust of 2020 off our lapels, it's time we take a moment to look back at the first year of what us and our friends have accomplished, and what the rest of this new year is holding in store for us.
Hey everybody, Brian here.
What's up, YouTube world? Obviously, I am Montez Monty Danks. If you don't know me, I am Montez, aka Monty Danks.
How's it going? My name's Kevin.
Got some questions to answer for you guys.
Got a few questions to answer for you guys, so I figured you guys would enjoy that little behind-the-scenes look, if you know what I mean. So let's start off with the first question here.
My favorite UaOF video. This is one of the two that I had a tie. It's a tie between Bad Axe Hatchets, which is just one of the goofiest things I think we did. The idea was something that Kosa and I had for a long time, so that meant a lot. My whole performance was one of the stupidest things ever, but it was cracking me up. I loved it. It was a video where it was very goofy and kind of we were going with the flow, but we did a lot of cool stuff with it. And then another video, which came out earlier in the year, was our April Fool's Day video, the new business venture. The story behind that was Alan and I was picking him up one day and we ended up seeing a Brazers car, whatever, and we were cracking up. So that's it. When I ended up writing what the sketch ended up being, I thought Alan and Montez, that was like their best performances. They were hilarious. Again, it kind of going to the Bad Axe Hatchets, it was a collaborative effort. I thought everyone did a good job. I thought the edits were good. I thought the little things we were doing, and it was kind of what I knew we could do in terms of being creative.
I might be a little biased with all of these, but who knows, we'll see. But the answer to this is the rank 'em with me and Brian doing Kanye stuff, because well, Kanye is a little bit of a touchy subject nowadays, but at one point he was my favorite artist. He inspired me to start making beats. If anything, I can talk about Kanye all day. So that was my favorite video.
I would have to say my favorite still happens to be the Star Wars Rankum. Not just because I did the editing on it, although I am kind of biased in that way. I just felt like in terms of humor, the Star Wars Rankum had way more opportunities for jokes and like visual humor that at least I tried to pick up on. Star Wars, it's been memed to death. I think that one, because I took a look at that one and I was just like, this one was a landmark for me. Speaking in terms of putting it together, I watched that, I'm like, this is a huge improvement. I would say that is my favorite UaOF video from last year.
This question was also a tough one. I also have a tie on this one. From the stuff that we sort of introduced, I feel like the two shows that can go in some crazy territories are the Untitled Challenge show and Doodle Derail. Doodle Derail was something that if you guys watched our newest episode, Kevin and I were really big on, we were changing the format up. But Doodle Derail I feel like is a show that is so particularly Kevin's, and I love that. And I would love for other people to interact and have fun with it. And then the other show, Untitled Challenge show, that's the reason why it's called that. And there's so many ideas we can do, whether it's stupid or fun or hurts our souls, like the hot sauce, or like the impressions one. Like again, I feel like there's a lot of really goofy, just quick things we can pull together with that. I hope they become more of a kind of staple, especially the Untitled Challenge show, because I feel like that is a show that could just be on the channel forever.
Channel series, do I really see expanding into the new year? Honestly, between the Untitled challenges or Day in the Life, because with the challenges, there's just so much potential with that. I feel like that you can do so many things with that, you know. The Day in the Lives, it more or less depends on if the world opens back up, because you know, COVID, pandemic, all that stuff going on. But yeah, I'd say my answer hinges on what happens this year, honestly. But as of right now, I'd probably say the challenges would be best.
So that one's actually a tie, I would say, because there are two shows that I really would like to see a lot from this year. One of them is Doodle Derail, obviously because I host it with Brian, and it's a drawing-centric show, you know. It's all a whole bunch of this, you know what I mean? So it's something that's important to me because I like doing art and cartoons and whatnot, and it's definitely got a lot of growing to do. We have gotten some suggestions on how to improve it, so to get the audience engagement going. So it's something we're working on. And the other series I would like to see a lot from is the Rankums, the topics that the hosts can pick to talk about. In that respect, it does open a lot of possibilities for things to rank, from like the super specific to the super obscure. So the possibilities of that, plus the combination of people who would be in the videos, would kind of add some variety to that content as well. So that can keep people coming back and watching.
My favorite Montez track, which I'm assuming is a Rankum question, I would just go with Star Wars. All the other beats are great. You know, Montez is great at what he does, and I love him for that. And I feel like out of all the ones we did, that was the one where, that and the Nolan one were the more strict ones. The Nolan one was really cool and epic, but the Star Wars one had Montez's flair on it, but it also had the Star Wars stuff, and the samples were cool, and it did sound spacey and atmospheric. So I would say Star Wars.
My favorite Montez track, my favorite me track, once again, back to the Kanye video, I'd probably say the background music I use for that. I gravitate more towards just smooth, chill sounding music anyways. I'm more of a laid back, chill person anyways, if you can't really tell from just the stuff that I do.
All right, so what is my favorite Montez track? It's hard because he's done a lot for the music in our videos, and he's just, Montez is a really, really talented guy when it comes to music. My favorite Montez track would have to be Intestinal Testimony, which is the second Be Sleazy music video / single, just because of the way it sounds. It started off as this, like, we want to do a parody of Old Town Road because we both really like Old Town Road. The way that Montez interpreted it is great because it's kind of got that Old Town Road vibe, but it's completely different in arrangement and how it is. And I may or may not have had a little bit of vocal work done. Of course, don't tell that to Skeeter Boykins management, they might sue me. So that has to be my favorite Montez track, which is Intestinal Testimony.
Favorite Be Sleazy music videos. That's me, my alter ego. There's two we released, Too Spoopy and Intestinal Testimony. I would probably say Too Spoopy is my favorite. Intestinal Testimony, to Kevin's credit, when we were putting it together, it wasn't last minute that it was going to be animated, but it was definitely something where I'm like, I feel like this would fit more in that vein. And he even kind of agreed. He's like, no, like, I like this challenge. And it was, again, a way for Kevin to be more involved in certain things here and there. And I just feel bad for that. But it ended up being really cool for what it was, the lyric video. I just love Too Spoopy because of the way it looked, the way we shot it. Travis being a part of it was great, and my girlfriend also helping shoot a little bit of it. But it was fun for Montez, me, and Travis to sort of collab in terms of how to shoot the video. I loved it because of the way we shot it in terms of the trickery of the one take and the storyline there, and just the moodiness of it. And the track was something that we've been wanting to do forever now, so I would probably sit on Too Spoopy for that. Too Spoopy in the bando, mopping just like Marlon Brando.
Honestly, I think it's still Flamin' Hot. I think it's still flaming hot because just the process of recording that video is just really fun. Just going to the different places and getting different shots and all of that. I mean, I don't normally make videos or like do stuff like this. Brian is the one who pulled me into all of this. So just to see things from that perspective instead of just being a viewer, it's really interesting. Definitely interesting.
So which of the Be Sleazy music videos are my favorite? Well, surprise, it's the two answers in the same row. It's also intestinal testimony because I did the music video. Brian had the idea that it wanted to be like an animated music video. In respects, it is. The final one is an animated music video technically. Doesn't have a lot of full animation, and the reason for that is because it was a major time crunch. I think in order to do an animated music video proper, would have had to take more time. I kind of did like an animated music video, lyric video hybrid. That was actually my first time doing like serious animating in like a long time. I was a little bit rusty, but the payoff for me was that while doing it, I definitely picked up a lot of new techniques that I'm using for future cartoon projects. For the most part, I am proud of that one, so that one has to be my favorite Be Sleazy music video.
Favorite Kevin edit? Making it about you, Kevin. No, I'm just kidding. Again, it's one of those things where it could change every day. It could be something different, you know, etc., blah, 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 blah. But the one that I love the most, I would probably go on with, there's an edit in the Impressions video, the Untitled Challenge show with Costa and I. And the video was funny, and it was something that hit me off guard and cracked me up. And it's a part where like I was doing my normal laugh, as everyone loves to tell me. And there was a part where I told Kevin, like, cut to Costa's impression of me. Cut back to your impression of me. And that side by side had me dead. I was freaking in tears. That was so funny. And like, I know Kevin does a really good job with the rankums for that, but I love when Kevin does these callback edits, and there's been times where I've just been dead. And the setup rather was something where I knew it was gonna happen, and the fact that it still happened the way it did just had me in tears.
My favorite Kevin edit, honestly, I think it has to be the video that just came out not too long ago, the initial Impressions video, to be real. I mean, at this point, I'm not very surprised by Kevin's edits, but yeah, that video, that's what I have to say. That's what I have to say about that video.
My favorite edit from me. I know, very egotistical, but I just wanted to test the waters, you know what I mean? If I were to pick one favorite edit of mine, it was during the Star Wars rankum, where Brian is talking about Attack of the Clones, and it gets to a part where he's talking about Hayden Christensen's acting as Anakin. He's trying to defend his performance in that movie, which, come on, we all know. And so I intercut the scene where he's trying to defend Hayden Christensen.
And then Hayden Christensen, spoiler alert, he gets better.
I'm in agony.
He really does get better.
I can't breathe.
I discovered during the making of the last rankum, or the earlier rankum with Kanye, about the wobbly meme voice sound, because there's an effect you could do in Vegas where you can overlay it with a vocal tremolo, I think it's called. So I made a preset for that and just called it meme voice. And once I figured out how they did that for like those little meme videos, I put it everywhere possible that I thought it would work. And so as it's building up to it, and then it cuts to the end part of that.
This movie is kind of a hot mess. So,
If you're suffering as much as I am, please tell me.
Every time that one gives me a chuckle. So that's one that really stands out when I think about it, as something that, like, it's funny enough to where you can remember it without having to watch the video again.
My hopes for the channel's second year and beyond. Honestly, I feel like we need to consolidate our fan base and just work on the things that we all know that we are very good at, and continue to put out more content.
What do I, Brian, want from this channel for this year and beyond? I would say really for the second year, I just want us to find our footing, but more, I guess just sit into a groove better, I guess I should say. Because I know the first year we started, it was kind of just a slow slog and we had a couple ideas and then we had vlogs. But now that we've been doing more videos, I feel like we've been having moments where we've had good times and bad times and ups and downs, and there's been good ideas and bad ideas. So we've been adjusting. I would just say I hope this year, from a lot of what we're planning on doing, I hope it just is executed better. I hope, you know, we take more time, we're a little bit more open about discussion, we sort of have a better schedule of that. Again, I want us to be big. I want us to get our videos to as many people as we can. I want, you know, as much of that as possible. But in terms of sort of that realistic, like what I would just hope from the channel as a whole, I just hope that we get a better groove. And, you know, kind of have that moment where, you know, nothing we do is settling for less than just incredible and creative and weird and just all over the place. But yeah, so I would say that would be my answer.
Well, I can definitely say that we've definitely got a lot of plans for expansion, and we're looking to not only get on a more consistent upload schedule, but also just being able to put out more diverse content that you guys can enjoy. I would say that this last year really taught us the value of perseverance, because along with time you were taking to produce videos, so I was working a lot because I had to make up hours that were lost due to the initial lockdowns, and then there was school I was going to, so that also took up a lot of time that I had to do. So it was a huge juggling act, if you know what I mean. Everyone else had their own commitments too. I won't get into details. All of us had this other stuff going on in our lives, understandably, but despite all of that, the fact that we were all still able to come together and produce the videos that we did really shows that we believe in the channel's future. We really believe in taking this further than we did last year. And so that's what we've all committed to. I guess my rambling point is that even in the times where it seemed easier to just throw in the towel or be like, yeah, we're still able to make things happen, even with all of the roadblocks and speed bumps in our way. That level of commitment is still going to continue this year with the new trajectory of things we're trying to do. If we stay to that commitment, us and our friends will go very far, and we'll stick around for a long time, if you know what I mean.
Thank you guys so much for watching again. I hope you guys had a happy new year. Let's hope for a good 2021. So we're really excited about it. I hope you guys are too. But yeah, love you all. You guys are the best.
Just as a personal note, thank you for sticking around, everybody. It means a lot. It's encouraging to see our subscriber numbers go up. And so, yeah.
Peace out. And yep, toodaloo.
I'm Montez, aka Monty Danks, and this is me signing out.
Alright, take care.
Oh, wasn't that a delightful stroll down memory lane? Thank you all again for sticking it out, as the young fellows say. Look forward for more content coming this year, and if you fine folks haven't already, be sure to subscribe to us and our friends, and keep up on our journey upward. I hope to see more of you hang around here often. Cheers to friends old and new.